to license it.
Meep, meep.
Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Matchbox Makeovers. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1 to 53 scale Majorette Audi TT. Majorette is a French diecast company. I live in Switzerland, right on the border to France and Germany, and so these are pretty easy to come by. And today is a French model of a German sports car. This one has seen better days. There's a lot of paint chips, and some of them are deep chips. I think the front suspension is broken, so I'm going to have to investigate that. And I see an all-new deep jet black paint job in its future, and a wheel swap, and some attention to exterior details. These are the things I'll focus on in this video. The Audi comes apart by removing just one rivet in the front because the back is held in place by a little tab. It's actually the license plate holder, and it fits inside the main body. So there's a little bit less work involved in taking this one apart. Strangely, the back seats, which are part of the interior molding, are actually hidden under the tonneau cover in this. You don't really see them. Here you will notice that built into the single plastic windshield unit are the front headlights, so they're a little more realistic today. And this is where I had spotted a problem. It was just the suspension piece that was not holding the front wheels down, so that was no biggie. But I think I have a better set of wheels that I can swap out for these original Majorettes. I'm always pretty careful. I hope you've noticed in my videos using vices when I'm drilling, and goggles when I'm grinding, and a mask when I'm spraying, and I hope that you'll pay attention to safety precautions if you're taking up this hobby. And I'm going to just clean up the front. There's a couple little burrs on there that come off with this attachment on the Dremel, and that's going to ensure that it fits back together nicely. And here's a test screw. Make sure everything fits, and I will leave that in there during the paint stripping and the spraying process. And I collect everything in one little dish here, so nothing goes missing, hopefully. A couple of viewers have written into me, and they're regular followers, and they're asking about the video steps here. I try to outline as many of the makeover steps that I can, and some of you will choose to fast forward through that, but a couple of questions concern video software and the time commitment involved, and I'll take a moment here to explain. I'm a Mac user, and the video editing software that I use is called iMovie. It's built into the Mac. It's not the full-blown version of Final Cut Pro. That's exorbitantly expensive. And I find that to put up a YouTube video, this has all of the transitions and titles and effects that I need. There are certainly fancier software editing programs out there, but this is the one that I have and I've become used to. I watched a couple of YouTube videos to learn some of the editing steps, and once you learn how to do it, you can add a couple of features now and then. The time is an interesting question. The actual makeover time, I'm going to guess, of course it varies from car to car. I'm going to say I spend a total of about 3 hours on the bench and the hobby table doing the work, and a good portion of that is watching paint dry. And I videotape most of that, not all of it. And so when I begin editing, I probably have about 60 minutes worth of makeover video footage. And then I boil that down and edit it down, and today you're watching about 15 minutes and a little bit. And so the time is equally shared, I will say, between the makeover work on the bench and the editing process that happens at my home office desk here. I actually like the video editing part of the whole job. I have fun with that, and I try to do a careful job. So thank you for your questions and your comments. Sometimes you tell me, hey, Andrew, you were just out of frame, or the lights were strobing, and that was a factor when I had just set up my new hobby room, and I hope I have given attention to that and resolved that issue. And I must take a moment here and say, if there's ever a problem with the voiceover or the audio mix between my voice and the jazz music that I like to have in the background, I have to apologize. I have quite a severe hearing loss, and it's very, very hard for me to determine the right mix, so I'm dependent on the software that I use, and I hope that's not a detraction and that it never takes away. So thank you for your comments. I try to reply to each one of them. Now, of all the color palette selections that I could choose for any of these cars, today, after the primer, I have made a decision to go with an all black, jet black color. And this is partly due to an online conversation that I had with a friend named Demi, and this is his website. It's called Young Timer, Old Timer on YouTube, and Demi has an outstanding collection of model cars in many different scales. And I recently commented on one because they were all black, and I said, Demi, I drive an all black car and I like them. And he wrote back and said, yeah, black cars are sexy. And I was just about to begin work on this. So Demi, this one is for you, and I hope that many of my viewers will come by and visit your YouTube channel. I'm leaving a link in the description. And if you enjoy scale cars, you like them in all sizes, and Demi in Germany has a really interesting YouTube channel. Check it out. When I have the opportunity, I like to focus on exterior details that are often lacking in the original. So today, once again, I have added a little ferrule, which is an electrical wire connector from the hardware aisle in the building supply store, and they make excellent little exhaust tips. Here I'm putting some black wash on the chrome pen highlights for the undercarriage, so it doesn't look sparkling new. Looks a little weather worn. I have also discovered that instead of trying to paint fine lines on with a chrome pen, it's easier and more accurate to scrape paint off and take the model back to the bare metal. I've done this a few times recently, and here you'll see you can be very precise on door handles and side indicators that are so small. Here's the tonneau cover latch, and I'm just using my X-Acto knife to scrape away the paint and brush off the excess. And I'll hold this and look at it from different angles, and then I can go back and do a little touch up and scrape an exactly straight line. Here I'm preparing the rear tail lights. And watch how you can get right into the corner much more accurately than with a pen. Now I'm going to apply some Tamiya Clear Red, which I think gives a more realistic tail light effect than a solid red color. I like the Tamiya Clear paint products. You'll see on the rear passenger corner above that taillight, I even scraped the paint off the gas cap, which was not done by Majorette on the original, but I thought it was a standout feature when I see a real TT go by on the street or parked on the curb. I always think that's a nice effect. Here's Tamiya Clear Orange, going on with my favorite tool in my whole hobby shop, a toothpick. Just get the tip wet and touch it down there. Look at that. Pretty cool. I'm making a laser blue background decal to go on the front grille because it was all black originally, and here I could not scrape it away down to chrome because it was black plastic and it was much too fine to paint in these Audi rings. So I'm doing that with a decal feature this time. I've included some history of the Audi TT in the description. Did you know that it takes its name from the successful motor racing tradition of NSU in the British Isle of Man TT, motorcycle race TT from Tourist Trophy? And the Audi TT also follows the NSU 1000 TT, the 1200 TT, and TTS cars of the 1960s in taking their names from the same race. Now you know. Everything goes back together as it should, and the final step is to pop in that front grille, which now has a little more of a standout set of Audi rings. Let's have a closer look. As I make a personal note to myself to wipe off the car next time before I hold it up for a video close-up. I drive an all-black car and they are impossible to keep clean, and I have found that to be true with a scale model as well. It picks up every bit of dust in the shop, but it really was a very nice, deep, glossy paint job. Here you'll see the exhaust tip and the license plate that I like to put on when possible. And I went with a tan interior today. Here's the beat-up model that was the genesis of this project. Somebody loved it and played with it hard and left some chips and marks, but that's all been rectified now. You'll see the new BBS wheels that got swapped out, chrome highlights, license plate, tan interior, and a jet black paint job. Goes into a Christmas bag for a trip to the Goodwill shop as a gift for a little boy or girl. Thanks for visiting today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, won't you? And become a subscriber to my channel and come back soon. It's coffee time.